welcome back to game number 3 of Game for Nature Scrims. We are now in Vikendi with a plane taking off in around 36 seconds time. So sit back, relax and enjoy. And if we have a look with the flight path going across Dobromesto, Krichas, Coal Mine, Goroka, Zabava, Cosmodrome and Trevno, with Peshkova just on the right hand side. And with teams like Team 20 dropping early, going towards VR, with Teams 4 dropping early also near to Dobromesto. It looks as though Team 8 are going towards Mavatra, with a few teams there going towards Villa, with Teams 3 and 19 going towards Cosmodrome. So let's have a look now towards Teams 12 and 15 who are going near to the villa, with only one member of Team 12 playing. And we now see B2K Knight getting some knocks on the SK team. So let's jump over now to Team 2, who are going up against Team 14, with Botop being knocked there by Youngboy, with Villain, the last remaining member of Team 2. And that is it. Team 2 have been wiped by B2K Team 14. And let's jump over now to Team 16, who are near to Team 17 and 3. And we are now looking at EXE Seek, part of the team that came second in game number 2 of today. So they will be hoping to improve their placement by 1 to seek the first place finish. It seems as though Team 16 may have not noticed that Team 17 is with them, with a member of the task team being knocked on the left hand side there. So let's jump over to the task team briefly and see what is going on over there. And that is team number 7, with Task Andrex being revived, and Team 7 going up against team number 5. And Molly is now being prepared by Andrex, being thrown in the top floor window of the building opposite, with a grenade going in. And let's now go to a bird's eye view as we take a look at the gameplay between Team 5 and 7, with Emil on the rooftop with GRD static there. Marina has gone down along with Emil by Team number 10 from North 5, and that leaves Task Andrex, the last remaining player of Team number 7, with Team number 5 now making a push in their direction. And Team 7 have now moved back into the building, with Virus being knocked, and now Andrex is down. And that is the end, with Marina being killed and Emil going down by static, leaving Team 5 to now go up against Team 10 B4V. Let's keep an eye with a bird's eye view on how this plays out. And we now have grenades going in with 3 members of Team 10 on the northern side, with Manish down at 80, with RO Hope Guess getting a knock on the left hand side there. And EXE Seek managing to kill Nerd Quinn. And Guess gets the knock on Nerd Oldie there. And Guess gets another kill with CZ. And Team 10 are still going up against Team 5 with static, now rotating around and being knocked by B4 Manish. And Manish getting the kill there with Rapid, now coming down and being pushed by Team 10. And that is the end, with Abby coming in to save both Hilu and Manish from being killed there. And now Team 10 are going in for the revive. And let's take a look at the map now as we see Team 17 nearby to Team 16. So let's join them. And here we see Team 16 going up against Team 13, with Team 17 just moving in. So let's have a quick look in bird's eye view, and we see Team 16 going up against Team 13, with Queen reviving Supreme, with Team 17 coming in from 160 and Team 13 over at 230, with EXE Seek in the smoke. And Guess gets another knock on the left hand side there. And looking at the position of Team 16, it will probably be too much to ask for anyone to get over to Seek, who is now going to try and crawl over to be revived. But that is it, with Nerd killing Seek there, leaving 3 members of the Zen team remaining. And now shots are being fired, with Guess knocking Nerd Maniac and getting the kill there. We have Zen Queen in the corner at 280. We have Neo and Supreme back in the building, with 2 members of 17 behind them, 2 members in front at 150. And now Team 17 and 13 are now shooting. And this view gives us a better look at the positioning of the teams. We have Team 16 right in the centre at 160, We have Team 13 on the right towards 190. We have 2 members of Team 17 at 165, 1 down below at southeast, and 1 there at 110. And we now see Zen Supreme being knocked by a member of Team 13, and Queen goes down also, leaving Neo the last standing member of Team 16. And that is Zen Supreme being killed by Nerd Toria there. And unfortunately, Neo now finds himself surrounded by members of Team 17 and Team 13. With the blue zone coming in, someone will have to make a move. Nerd Rafina is knocked by a member of NM, with Melisio going in for the revive, being followed behind by Toria, with the blue zone also adding a little damage. And Neo is still staying still, with Team 13 going up against Team 17. And that is 2 members of Team 17 knocked. And Neo managing to get another knock on a member of Team 17, leaving Shanana as the last member of Team 17, Neo as the last of 16, and 3 members of Team 13 at 190. And as we rotate round, we see Shanana taking cover on the outside of the building, with the smoke being thrown towards 325. We still have Zen Neo in the building at northwest, and we now have the Yes team being wiped out by B4V. And Neo is now on the roof of the building with a car nearby at 25. It may be worth him jumping in and trying to make a getaway that way. With Shanana now retreating to 30 inside the building there. And Team 13 now separating, with Rafina and Toria going towards 220 southwest and Melisio going southeast. And it looks as though Melisio is now going to pick up that Dacia, with Neo now going to pick up the same at 105. And let's leave the teams to make their way into zone, as we now move over to Team 15, who are coming into contact with Team 11. And that is Nerd Giroux managing to knock T8 Shadow, as the rest of Team T8 now rock up nearby, with T8 Poison also being knocked, and Nerd Giroux just missing the opportunity to knock Alucard there. And now a molly is being thrown towards Team 11, T8 Unknown. And if we now go out to our favourite bird's eye view, we will have a look at Team 11 with T8 Unknown on the left hand side, Alucard just at 115, and Unknown has just been knocked by Nerd Giroux from the right there, with Team 14 just driving round at 35/40, with Gods of Greece Cronus managing to knock Zeus. And here comes another molly, but just managing to miss Unknown, who's on the outside of the wall there. But is right between Team 14 and Team 15. As he now tries to make his way around the wall. With additional shots now being fired. With Youngboy getting the kill for T8 Unknown there. And more smokes being thrown, leaving Alucard, the last remaining member of Team 11. And now running straight for Team 14 and being wiped out by B2K Knight. And that now leaves Team 15 to go up against Team 14, with Youngboy managing to knock Nerd No, and Youngboy being knocked by Nerd Giroux from the building at 170. It is now down to Fish to get the knock on Nerd Oldie, which he manages to do. And now Youngboy is back up and Poundfish has just been revived. But we now see Team 4 coming to join the war. And that is Nerd Goldie now down, leaving Nerd No and Nerd Giroux. And here we now see Team 4 coming into the swing of things, with Team 14 wiping out the Nerd team, and Team 4 now joining and going up against Team 14. And now we see Team 4 now firing towards Team 14, with Team 6 in the distance at 85 East. And we now see Retail Wilson get a knock on B2K Knight, now being revived by Youngboy, with Team 6 pushing in from East, and members of Team 13 coming in from 195. And the shots are still being fired, with Youngboy getting a knock on Sig Fix 10, with Sigbot trying to push Team 14 away to get the revive, and that is a kill for B2K. And Sigbot is just crouching on the outside of that building, with B2K Knight and Youngboy inside, with Sub-Zero to the left at 210, with the B4V team now going up against GF. And now we see Loyson switching positions with Sigbot, with Team 3 now visible at 345, Team 13 at 295, Team 14 at 255, and Team 6 at 85 East. And a molly has just been thrown by Loyson towards B2K Knight, who manages to get away scot-free. Johnson finished off. And Young Boy now taking position inside the centre building with Sigbot by the wall at 330, Sig Fury by 80, and Sub-Zero and B2K Knight from Team 14 at 220. And Team 4 have now got into a vehicle and are retreating, leaving Team 14 with a compound at the moment. And if we now have our game recap, we are 5 minutes past halfway with 25 players still remaining. We are with Team 14 at the moment, and with the zone as is, we have teams 17, 13, 16, 14, 4, 13 and 6 still needing to make their way in. So let's go over now to Team 13, who may be coming into contact with Team 6 very shortly. And that is Sig Fury getting a knock on Sub-Zero there as they both left the building. And that is the Nerd team taking out Zen Neo there, with Team 6 now shooting towards Nerd Melasio of Team 13. And let's have a quick look now as we see Team 8 going up against Team 14 at 185. And we then see G4 Nib knocking, and 7 Rav B has now got onto one of the snow bikes and is heading to zone. And a flare has just gone up. Now, depending on where that flare was shot, this could be a very smart move, as Vikendi is known for being an open ground. Unless you are at one of the main compound areas, it is all open space with just trees, hills and rocks to act as cover. Having a partially bulletproof vehicle can give you a brilliant advantage, as you can jump in, drive and keep changing rotation to take the other teams by surprise. And it is quite a long vehicle in that as well, so if it is destroyed, it can act as a great cover point. And as we're looking at team number 8, Rav B has just got a knock on one of the Gods of Greece team, with the Nerd team now going up against Gods of Greece and B4. Seeing 7 Rav B, who has spotted Nerd Melasio just at the compound at East, and is still aware of Gods of Greece being over towards 75, with B2K Knight knocking Sig Fury. And Team 6 are now going up against Team 8, with Rav B staying out of the drama, keeping an eye on Team 13, with B2K Knight getting 2 kills with a grenade on the SIG team. And it looks as though we are now going to finish with teams 14, 13, 8, 6 and 3 in game 3, with teams 6, 13 and Rav B from team 8 leaving to make their way into zone, and Gods of Greece now choosing to move by vehicle, with Rav B managing to get a squad wipe on Gods of Greece there. Now going up against team 13, but unfortunately being taken out. And that is it for Rav B for game number 3. And we now have team 3 going up against team 8, going up against team 13. So here is your top 3 for game number 3, and we are with team 8 at the moment. And if you can hear some speaking in the background, I do apologise. It appears as though somebody has their all chat on. And we now see Ravrex throwing a grenade, but unfortunately not getting a hit on team 3, and is now choosing to move the vehicle back quickly whilst taking shots at the GF team. And team number 8 are now going to be pushed into the zone thanks to the ozone, and the vehicle is being shot at, and that is Ravrex down by team GF. And that is the end of game number 3, with team GF managing to maintain their winning streak from game number 2, with GF in first place with 10 kills. We have 7 Rav in second with 6. We have Nerd Team in third with 9. We have B2K in fourth with 12. And we have GOG in fifth with, unfortunately, no kills. But if you have enjoyed this stream, please follow the channel with new content added daily. We will be back in just a moment for game number 4. This is Game for Nature Scrims. I am Ab Summer, and we will be right back.